Okay, welcome to Who Would Win. As always, I'm your host, B. Mitch, and today is a requested battle between the Batman and Doc Ock. Now, most of you should know these two very well because Batman, he's pretty much the face of DC along with Superman, and Doc Ock is one of Spider-Man's main villains, and he normally only comes in second to somebody like Green Goblin or Venom. So with that being said, I'm going to get into their abilities and what they can do, because technically neither of them have any powers. You see, Batman, if you take away all his gear and gadgets, he is a regular human, and Doc Ock, if you take away his tentacles, he too is a regular human. So I'm going to get into their abilities, starting with Doc Ock, since he's probably the lesser known of the two. Now, Doc Ock, according to my issue of Secrets of Spider-Man revealed, his tentacles are made out of adamantium, which is the same thing that Wolverine's skeleton is made out of. So basically saying his tentacles are as strong as Wolverine's skull. He can lift up to 20 tons if something is placed properly on the tentacles. The tentacles are also capable of highly precise craftsmanship, and Doc Ock can also move across terrain pretty easily, as well as climb a building and stuff like that. And the tentacles also in a three-pronged razor-sharp claw, and as well as Doc Ock has mastered the tentacles to the point where he can fight multiple adversaries at a time. Now, Batman, I'm going to get into what he can do. Batman, he has a lot of gear and gadgets such as smoke, ice, knockout gas, and his most famous long-distance weapon being the batarangs. He also has a very cool car called the Batmobile, and he's an expert martial artist to the point where he's trained others such as Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, etc. And his punches are pretty hard too. Like, I'll give you an example of how hard Batman can punch. You see, during the crossover back in the 90s, the one that's based on fan votes, see, Bullseye was transported into the Batcave, and he had Robin at knife point, but then Robin escaped and Batman tried to take him down with a batarang, but then Bullseye caught it and threw it back at him. But Batman ducked underneath and hit Bullseye in the face, and as he was going down, Bullseye said that Batman hit harder than Daredevil, so that will help Batman in this fight, because Doc Ock, he's taken punches from Spider-Man before, but Batman is an expert trained martial artist, so I'm not sure how well he'll be able to take a punch from him. Also, Batman, he wears armor as well that can stand up to gunfire no problem, and that will also do him very well, because Doc Ock, as long as I've known him, if you can get past the tentacles, he's about as durable as a regular human. So that will help out Batman. Also, Batman has a genius intellect level. I mean, he's not called the world's greatest detective for nothing, and that being said, Doc Ock is also very smart and very intelligent. In fact, I believe that Doc Ock is one of Spider-Man's few villains that can beat him down both mentally and physically. And so, with these two being so smart, I picture this being a battle of who can outsmart the other one first. But in a head-to-head fight, I do think that favors Doc Ock because of the tentacles. So, and Batman has been trapped in something like that before, however, because during the Batman cartoon, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he, Green Arrow, and Robin were all trapped by Hugo Strange and this alien race known as the Joining, and Batman got away with a smoke bomb hitting in his mouth. And I also think that the knockout gas will work on Doc Ock, because I don't think Doc Ock wears any type of gas mask. So I think that'll also work on Doc Ock, and that has worked before, like during Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, when he used it on Superwoman, and she was out and she had powers. So the knockout gas will probably work on Doc Ock here. So overall, in a no prep fight, I think this would be a slight edge to Batman. And hear me out here, because I do have a very good reason why I think Batman would win. You see, Batman is the more trained of the two. You see, I'm not sure how well trained Doc Ock is in like martial arts and stuff like that, but I don't think he can compare to Batman. Also, as far as improvisation, with the stuff Batman has in his belt, Batman will have more stuff for like an improvised fight. And Doc Ock, as far as I know, I don't think he will. So as far as this battle goes, in a no prep fight, I think Batman has a slight edge. But in a prep fight, I think that Doc Ock could definitely take this, because in a prep fight, he's held his own against Spider-Man, and even sometimes without prep, he's still beaten Spider-Man. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been B-Mitch. Let me know which one do you think would win between the Batman and Doctor Octopus. And I'd also like to take this time to say thank you for those of you who watch my YouTube videos. This means a lot, because I know I wasn't always that good. In fact, I still probably am not. I'm not the perfect YouTube entertainer. I never have claimed to be, nor do I expect to be anytime soon. So I'd like to thank you for that. And for those of you who realize that I am only human and I do make mistakes like everybody else, and there are occasions where I do have a bad show, I'd like to thank you for looking past that, because that means a lot, that you realize that I am only human and I do make mistakes like everybody else. So that means a lot, and thank you. So also, like I said before, let me know which one do you think would win between the Batman and Doc Ock, and I'll see you next time with another who would win. And also, actually, I think next week I'm going to start my Spider-Man family versus Batman family fights. So that'll be a lot of fun. And, well, that is now the last thing I have to say, and I'll see you next week.